I had a thought today, triggered by a domino effect of events that I only noticed when the final trail fell. And for all I'm guessing, it's not the final trail, it's just where everything has fallen at this current time. So my thoughts led me to wonder about having someone's back, because I realised that I don't always have my own. In fact, for many people, we don't put ourselves first, and yet we don't realise that we aren't supporting ourselves. When I think of the thoughts that led me to this understanding, I realise that I don't back myself because I don't like to hurt anyone else's feelings, and so I'm obviously trying to imagine outcomes for the best for the other person or people, which the universe obviously decided that, because I couldn't see clearly enough, it would allow the oversight to become obvious by making ripples where I choose to overlook. And it worked. I understood the message. The words I spoke were what I should have stood by, but to appease others I accommodated, and then a small seismic event occurred. I had no clue immediately of the significance or the message. I only knew the discomfort and disappointment I felt because the flow of energy that generally feels harmonious had changed to discomfort. The emotions that arose in me were greater than the event, and I felt my ego wanting to join the party. I'm not really one to speak much when I'm not feeling great. I prefer to be alone and figure myself out. Generally, I write. I write about the issue at hand that has got my ego begging for me to languish in my pity. But thankfully, I believe I understand my ego and how it works, well enough to know I don't want it to take over. Nothing good comes from passing your power over. An ego loves power and will keep you powerless by keeping you stuck in its grips, which is really just replaying the pain to feel or feed the fuel to keep you stuck. Luckily, writing is my saviour, and I'm fortunate to know how to save myself. So even though I felt upset, I chose to write to find the message, and 1.5 pages in, I understood. The message was simple. I had said it out loud only this morning. Another message from my intuitive self, I would postulate. Stick to your original plan. Back yourself up, and don't be swayed by the opinions of others. Even my tarot had warned me, but I couldn't fully see the message. It was clear to read, but typically it was a warning or a hint of what lay ahead if I didn't. And yet what I overlooked, all the moments I overlook my best needs, had to become exposed. Exposed by the falling of the dominoes. Maybe a tower moment. Maybe towers aren't so big when you seek to understand them quickly. So I understand I need to put my needs first, beyond the feelings of others that may or may not be true. I cannot control the emotions of another, and so even though I care not to hurt or upset other people, I should care most for myself. Where I've always tried to be considerate of others, maybe my test is to be most considerate to myself. As all learnings are, they then need to be applied. It's not good enough to know. Knowledge is nothing unless it's used. So I'm learning now to put myself first and listen to myself and understand that my intuition speaks out loud, not always the silent knowing in my mind. As I strive to live consciously and be aware, I choose to lead with love. But today I learned that I should lead with love for myself first and foremost, and then maybe those ripples will subside again to a comfortable, harmonious flow. There'll be more rapids to ride, I know for sure, because I want to learn and understand life and increase my connection with spirit. This is my purpose, and as a messenger of love, I will do my best to share so that you too can look at yourself where our focus really should be, on ourselves, so that we can all work toward becoming the best version of ourselves. We are all perfectly imperfect works in progress. Thank you for listening. I hope this has helped you in some way. Don't forget, love is the answer. Ciao.